Nothing beats the smell of coffee in the morning. Hey folks, if you are a fan of Italian coffee, a Nespresso machine could be an excellent investment. Unless, of course, you are a skilled ninja barista, then this review is probably not for you. But for all other coffee lovers out there who are not trained baristas, this review might very well be for you. In this review, we will look at what an espresso is. We will look at what an espresso is, what a Nespresso gives you, and take a closer look at the Nespresso Gran Lattissima from Delonghi. So, let's get started. Hot. So, what is an espresso and what is a Nespresso? Well, espresso is an Italian coffee brewing method where you get a strong shot of coffee made under pressure. So, hot water is forced under pressure through finely ground and packed coffee beans. And to make a good espresso, you have to properly understand many variables, which all have a direct influence on the end result. For example, the type of coffee beans, the right amount of coffee, and when I say right amount, I mean weighed in grams, not eyeballed, for each cup, or at least when you're still getting started, the grind size, which can range from coarse to fine, tamping, which is pressing down the ground coffee with the right amount of pressure, and then pre-infusion, which is soaking the puck of ground coffee before applying the full pressure, and then the brewing time, the volume of water, even the hardness of water, and even the temperature of water. So many factors. And if you mess up at any of those steps, well, you end up with a less than ideal cup of coffee. So that's an espresso. What's a Nespresso then? Well, it's a magic machine that does all of those things with the press of a button. So what's the catch? Yes, there is a catch. It does not give you the same quality espresso as a seasoned barista would, but it also doesn't need the same set of skills and steep learning curve as that of a seasoned barista. What it does give you is a fast, foolproof, and more importantly, consistent cup of coffee. No guesswork, no hassle, no variables. Every time you press that button, you get the exact same consistent cup of coffee. And some models, like the one we're looking at today, take it a step further and come with an automatic milk frother, which requires the same one-button pushing mastery to give you milk-based beverages as well, like a Cappuccino, a Latte Macchiato, or others as well. So, let's take a closer look. This is the Nespresso Gran Lattissima by Delonghi, and this is what you can make with it. Pretty remarkable that you can get all that with pressing only one button. On the face of the machine, you have the power button and 9 touch buttons for 9 different recipes. And these are Lungo, which is a long cup of coffee of 110 milliliters. Espresso, which is a 40 milliliter shot of coffee. A Ristretto, which is a concentrated 25 milliliter shot of coffee. Hot foam, hot milk. And then we go to the milk-based beverages. We have the cafe latte, which starts with a lungo and then adds milk and foam. Specifically, 110 milliliters of coffee, which is the lungo, and then 140 milliliters of milk, and then adds to that 60 milliliters of foam in that particular order. Latte Macchiato is a drink with a lot of milk and milk foam, and then an espresso shot. Specifically, it's 140 milliliters of milk, 140 milliliters of foam, then that shot of espresso, which is 40 milliliters of coffee. Cappuccino, which is milk foam plus a shot of espresso, that is 100 milliliters of milk foam, and then a 40 milliliter shot of coffee. And finally, flat white, which is a shot of espresso and then 100 milliliters of hot milk. Do note that these are the recommended quantities and the default ones, but all recipes are customizable. You can press and hold the button of any recipe. It will start releasing either coffee or milk, and then release the button when you reach the amount you want. And it will memorize that quantity and use that every time you press that button. To refill the water, you can either open the lid and pour some water in, or you can remove the entire reservoir and fill it as well. So let's prepare a few drinks and see how it works. To start, simply insert a capsule and turn on the machine. The buttons start blinking. As soon as they stop blinking, the machine is ready for your drink. I will keep this one in real time so you can have a feel of how long it takes. Note that at this point, the machine has finished warming up, which took 25 seconds. When preparing short drinks, like an espresso, be sure to use the short drink support. This ensures you don't break the crema, which is the signature foam layer that forms on top of an espresso shot and gives the espresso a fuller flavor and a longer aftertaste. And as you can see, the espresso has a decent amount of crema. I will not show the ristretto or the lungo, as they are essentially the same but with less or more volume of water. So let's now see the milk-based beverages. To prepare them, fill the rapid cappuccino system with cold milk and attach it to the machine. Wait until the blinking lights stop blinking, which is about 15 seconds in, then press your desired drink button. The rapid cappuccino system has an automatic cleaning function that rinses the system from any milk residue, and it is important to do it after each milk beverage you prepare. Just turn the knob to clean and place a container under. Once done, you can remove the milk container and store it in the fridge. Nespresso recommends to store it in the fridge for up to 2 days, and then you gotta clean the whole system, which is easy and I'll show you how later on. So let's start with a Latte Macchiato. As we said, it starts with milk and milk foam and then adds a shot of espresso. And this gives you the beautiful 3-layered signature look of a Latte Macchiato, where you can see the milk, coffee, and foam. In contrast, with a latte, the emphasis is on the coffee rather than the milk. And instead of adding coffee to milk, it goes the other way around. Starts with a rather large amount of coffee and then adds milk to it. The result is mixed rather than layered. And this is what a cappuccino looks like, starting with milk foam and adding a shot of espresso after. And lastly, this is the flat white, which starts with coffee and adds hot milk. In this model, you also have the option of hot milk or milk foam, and this is what they look like. On the left, you see the hot milk, and on the right, you see the frothed hot milk with a clear layer of foam on top. To clean, there's a container that collects the ejected used capsules. It can hold up to 14 empty capsules, and I like how it's 2 parts. One that collects the liquid that drops, and one where the capsules are collected. You can put them aside and send them to Nespresso for recycling, and then empty the liquid. To clean the milk container, you have to disassemble the milk aspiration tube, the milk spout, and the milk froth regulator, and the connector, and either put them in a dishwasher or in warm soapy water for at least 30 minutes. There's a drip tray, which has a nice spout you can use to empty. You can also remove it apart to clean. Same for the short drink stand. So, should you get a Nespresso machine? And my answer is, as always, it depends. As I said, the end result here is less intense and less authentic than a true espresso. But if you think that mediocre quality espresso came at a fraction of the cost and hassle and time and needed no skills whatsoever, then that's still more than good enough for many of us. So if you value above anything else the real authentic taste of an espresso and are willing to invest considerable time, effort, and money to learn how to brew the perfect cup of espresso, then no, you probably shouldn't get this. If, on the other hand, you are looking for a quick and decent cup of espresso with no hassle, then this could be an excellent option, especially if you love milk-based beverages. If you still want the convenience, but are not a big fan of milk beverages, then there's a ton of cheaper Nespresso machines without an integrated milk frother. You could save a few bucks there and go for one of those. And if you think that you might want, from time to time, some milk-based beverages, you can always get an external milk frother and prepare them. Nespresso makes the Arancino milk frother, but there's a ton of other ones out there as well. Your milk beverages won't be one touch like here, but you would have saved a few bucks on the machine. So, there you have it. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of this content, please subscribe to my channel as well. This encourages me to keep producing such content. And if you have questions or feedback, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Until next time, cheers.